Breaking news. The world is frozen tonight. King Harris, son of rap legend T.I. and reality star Tiny, is clinging to life inside the ICU. Doctors deliver the kind of news no family wants to hear. His condition is critical, his future uncertain. The room is filled with beeping machines and flashing monitors, each second echoing like a countdown. Insiders claim King's brain went without oxygen for several minutes, leaving surgeons deeply concerned about whether he'll ever wake the same again. But the nightmare doesn't stop there. Leaked files suggest his body told a darker story. Bruises, burns, and strange toxins inside his system. This wasn't just a prison fight gone wrong. Whispers say this had the signs of deliberate torture. And then came the chilling clip. CCTV footage allegedly showing two masked intruders tampering with King's life support inside the ICU. If authentic, the question is terrifying. Who wants him gone so badly that even a hospital bed offers no safety? Tiny collapsed in the hallway, screaming through tears. "They're killing my son." T.I., voice cracking with fury, told reporters, "This isn't about King anymore. This is about silencing my family. Someone powerful is pulling strings." The internet caught fire. Hashtag Pray for King exploded worldwide as speculation linked this attack to enemies from T.I.'s past. Rivals, figures with long grudges, maybe even higher powers. With doctors warning the next 12 hours could decide his fate, the entire world asked one gut-wrenching question. Is King fighting to survive, or are we watching the final chapter unfold? Picture that ICU, silence heavy as stone, machines the only heartbeat in the room. King barely moving, covered in tubes and wires, a shadow of the loud, fiery personality the internet once mocked and celebrated. Alleged internal notes hinted at burns from electric shocks, puncture marks from force injections, and chemicals in his blood that screamed of foul play. This no longer looked like an accident. It read like a carefully planned hit. The family's grief was unbearable, the public's anger explosive. Tiny's collapse, T.I.'s warning, and the masked intruder clip dominated feeds. Hospital officials refused to comment, but the video sent shockwaves. If someone could break into a locked ICU and sabotage life support, what does that mean for anyone's safety? Fans lit candles outside. Churches organized vigils. Millions prayed while forums spun theories, naming rappers, business moguls, even shadowy government contacts as possible enemies. This wasn't just a medical fight. It was starting to look like war. Then came whispers that made the story even darker. A leaked nurse's audio revealed doctors warning of permanent brain damage. If the family knew what we were told, they'd collapse. The words shattered timelines. Another insider, a prison guard, allegedly claimed the order to isolate King came from way above. That one phrase sent social media spiraling. Who exactly has the power to torture a rapper's son, infiltrate a hospital, and silence anyone who asks questions? Outside, fans chanted his name, some crying, some raging. Inside, hospital security locked down doors, grilled staff, and guarded entrances. But rumors spread that the family no longer trusted the very facility meant to save him. Whispers of withheld medical files and missing toxicology data painted a grim picture. Why the blackout? Why the secrecy? The silence only fueled theories that the truth was being buried as fast as it leaked. Each new document, each whisper, each grainy clip pushed the narrative from heartbreaking to horrifying. Fans demanded federal investigations, called for government oversight, and flooded timelines with demands for justice. Then came T.I.'s breaking plea. They used my boy as a target. In that moment, the story shifted. This wasn't just about one young man in a hospital bed. It became a national conversation about power, revenge, and what happens when the system bends to the powerful. As the 12-hour clock ticked down, the world refused to blink. Would King make it through? Would investigators uncover who sabotaged him? Or would this end as another tragic headline in the history of hip-hop families destroyed by unseen hands? The heart monitor kept beeping. Fans refreshed their phones. Prayers transformed into demands. The tension was unbearable. This was no longer about King's survival alone. It was about trust in prisons, in hospitals, in a system people now fear can be bought. Tiny's shattered voice in the hallway, "He didn't deserve this," echoed across the world. Right now, the only certainty is uncertainty. The family clings to hope. The world clings to answers. Everyone waits for the next leak, the next update, the next devastating twist. Stay tuned. Every new report, every official statement, and every verified detail will be followed. Drop your thoughts below. Send your prayers and stay locked in, because when secrets like this start slipping, the fallout never stays quiet for long. Atlanta erupted into chaos. Protesters surged toward the hospital gates. Fists raised high, voices cracking as they demanded answers no one seemed willing to give. Police in riot gear clashed with a swelling crowd. Shields slamming as chants of "We want justice" shook the city to its core. Smoke drifted into the night sky. Flames flickered from overturned trash cans, and tears streaked the faces of mothers in the crowd. Meanwhile, inside the ICU, a fragile miracle flickered. King's brain activity spiked for a moment, giving his family the faintest glimpse of hope. T.I. collapsed to his knees, clutching his son's cold hand, whispering through trembling lips, "Fight, son. Please don't let them win." Cameras later caught him breaking down into Tiny's arms, his face shattered in a way the world had never seen before. But then came the most chilling twist yet. A CCTV clip, allegedly from inside the hospital itself, hit the internet like a bomb. The grainy footage showed two masked men creeping down restricted halls, stopping just outside King's ICU room. Their hands moved swiftly over medical equipment, twisting knobs, pulling wires, before disappearing into the shadows. Security rushed to deny the footage, but it was too late. Millions had already watched it frame by frame. If true, it meant the nightmare wasn't random. It meant King wasn't even safe in the place meant to keep him alive. Online, one chilling post went viral. "This isn't a tragedy. This is an assassination unfolding in slow motion." Inside, whispers only made things worse. A nurse allegedly overheard. Administrators confessing in hushed tones. "If the order comes again, we can't protect him. This family doesn't realize who they're up against." That line spread like wildfire, igniting horror. Could the hospital itself be powerless against whoever wanted King gone? Public opinion split like glass. Thousands poured out prayers and lit candles, begging heaven for mercy. But just as many hurled cruelty, mocking the Harris family, calling their suffering karma. What should have been a private fight for survival turned into a global trial by fire. T.I. and Tiny weren't just fighting death itself. They were battling the judgment of an entire world watching from the sidelines. T.I. finally stepped back to the cameras, his eyes bloodshot, his voice raw from grief. His words shook like thunder. "If my son dies, his blood isn't just on the men who touched him. It's on every powerful name that gave the order. And I promise you this, their day will come." His vow electrified the streets. Outside, chants of justice for King roared louder, echoing like war drums across Atlanta. Protesters and police collided in fire and steel, shields crashing, sirens howling. Tear gas thickened the air, but the people refused to back down. On social media, hashtags flared in real time, every second fueling the storm that was spiraling out of control. The tension snapped just before noon. Inside the ICU, alarms screamed as King's vitals nosedived without warning. Doctors and nurses rushed the room, barking orders, machines hissing with urgency. Security shoved the family back as chaos broke out. Tiny collapsed in the hallway, unconscious from the weight of it all. T.I. slammed his fist against the wall until his knuckles split, his scream tearing through the sterile air. "Don't take my boy!" For 3 unbearable minutes, the world froze in silence. Finally, a doctor stumbled out, pale and sweating, his voice breaking as he delivered words no family ever wants to hear. "We don't know if he'll survive the day." This is where the story stands at its darkest edge. King Harris, once the wild, rebellious boy laughing through viral clips, now lies still, a shadow of himself, clinging to life by the thinnest thread. His family shattered beyond recognition. T.I. drowning in regret and rage. Tiny whispering prayers through swollen eyes. His siblings begging God for one more chance. And the world, restless and grieving, asking the same gut-punching question. How could it come to this? This is no longer a simple health crisis. This is betrayal, written in scars and whispered orders. This is conspiracy, stitched together by leaks, files, and footage too calculated to dismiss. This is a war where fame collides with power, and one family stands alone against forces hiding in the shadows. And tonight, the fragile beep of King's heart monitor is the only thing standing between hope and tragedy. So don't scroll past. Don't go silent. Drop your prayers in the comments. Share this video. Spread the word. Because this isn't just another headline. This is a plea for justice, a warning to the world, and a cry for truth. And right now, King Harris doesn't just need doctors. He needs every single one of us to fight for him,